Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Thinkers and Drinkers with Cigars. I'm Jason.
I'm Rich. Welcome back, everybody. And you know what you're supposed to do within the first couple seconds?
Yeah, like push a button, hit a thumbs up, like and subscribe.
Right there, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button to get, or the bell icon to get notifications. And we got a little bit of we found a kind of a cool treat.
We did. Well, you did.
Oh, yeah. I was just out bourbon shopping, and I came across the bottle. And the other reason why we bought the bottle was because it's got this cool print that shines through the front of it.
It's really funny that we say we're bourbon shopping now. So
I don't know. It could be like we're prune juice shopping.
Yeah.
You know, because of our bowels or whatever.
Right. So, what we have here tonight with us is the Bardstown and the Bardstown Cigars.
Yep.
So a little bit about this brand here. This is described as a modern day experience bourbon.
I read that too.
Yes.
But it's only because of the facilities.
I believe the facilities are very high tech.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And they also said it's the first Napa Valley style experience in Kentucky.
They wanted to bring the Napa Valley experience for you wine drinkers and cheeseheads to Kentucky.
Are those the Packers?
Those are the Packers, but cheese and wine. So this was founded in 2014 by a gentleman named Peter Lofton.
Okay.
Who wanted to bring this, and from what I can tell, he had 100 acres in Bardstown, Kentucky. So he's put it to use.
It's a good use.
It's a good use. And like we were saying here, this place is a modern day experience. And by that, what I mean is the modern day experience is they have let's call it a tasting room, a tasting lounge. So this company actually in Louisville, and I'm being told by our editor,
it's
Louisville. Yes, that I am saying it wrong.
You are now in the South,
right? So, but I am also born and raised north of Kentucky, so I've only ever heard it pronounced one way.
Louisville.
Yeah, close to that. But so I did watch the video on this facility that they have today. They are calling this their tasting room
In Louisville.
Yes,
Louisville.
However, this is not just a tasting room. This is a whole entire experience that you're getting with this. This is a full service bar.
Mm-hmm.
They have selective tastings.
Yeah.
This is everything. This is a really great. And I got to say, it's pretty Napa Valley.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, they have a dining experience. This brand itself has 4 different tiers.
Yes.
We have the Origin series, which I believe would be their first attempt at making this bourbon. And I got to say, tasting it, it's supposed to have orange blossom and mint and I think honey and caramel, and it's in the cast in the oak barrels. I can actually taste the citrus in this.
I do taste the citrus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no mint though.
No.
I mean, you can't, gargle with this after you brush your teeth.
Right.
Actually, I really like the flavor of this. I would buy this bottle again. It's got it feels like a spring bourbon to me. Okay. It's light, refreshing, as refreshing as bourbon could get.
Yeah.
But it's not the Woodford oaky taste, but it has a lighter flavor.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the more modernizing of the bourbon. It's not so deep. It's not so overpowering with alcohol, as we would say.
It's true. But they did say we make a classic bourbon, which just does not taste like a classic bourbon to me.
I like it. I would like to try the others.
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of like the citrusy taste to it. It's a little different.
Yeah.
I would give it another try.
Yeah, it's like a bourbon screwdriver.
Right. And what I was looking as we were looking at these 4 different ones, price points are between 50 to I found upwards of 1,000.
Really?
Yes.
For such a young company to have $1,000 bottle of bourbon with probably a little bit of a following. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bardstown, but I'm not sure how much of what you produce to sell. But kudos to you for having that expensive bottle for being such a young company.
Right. They are definitely making some waves, though.
Mm.
I will say this: this brand has been featured in 60 Minutes.
Mm.
Yes,
It got the San Francisco Bourbon Award.
yes, multiple awards.
Yeah.
So they're doing something right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure how valid or how credible the San Francisco Bourbon Award is, but
Right.
good job.
They got it. They got it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, also with this, we should mention the what we are enjoying tonight for the cigars.
This is a Bardstown Montecristo cigar, and Montecristo and Bardstown. What do you call it when two companies come together? A collaboration. Thank you, everybody. To make this, and they spent quite a bit of time building
Yes.
but it's not a bourbon soaked wrapper, which I was surprised about. It's just from Nicaragua. Remember when we had the Banker and those were the Uptons? Montecristo bought them too. They're another Montecristo brand, and those were great. I am usually not a big fan of Montecristo cigars. This one is particularly good, even though I don't like the box press.
I do have a little bit of issue with that. I do believe these are all hand rolled. And another fact about these, as you mentioned, Nicaraguan. A lot of times with cigars, you'll get some Nicaraguan, you'll get a little bit of Honduras. This is all 100% Nicaraguan. And it is also hand rolled and made right there in Nicaragua also.
Yeah.
So which kind of sets it apart a little bit, I think.
So you, what would you call it? Cigar heads?
Yes.
You should give this one a try. This is particularly good. I would definitely get this again. I am not totally sure how well it pairs with its bourbon, though.
So far, so good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I guess because the citrusy and then the medium taste of this cigar. Look at us with the terminology now. We've come a long way.
Long way.
From just, this is the paper.
Yeah, this is the paper. Now, I believe that also there is a limit to these. 7,000 boxes.
That's it?
That's it.
So we got lucky. And these were, moderately priced. They weren't super expensive. I think they're around the $15 range.
Right. I think their price points coming in, I think I seen 10 for 180.
That's not a bad price.
It's not a bad price.
Huh.
It's not a bad price. Around about $18 or so. I imagine that other offset a little bit is for the box. Right.
Also hand rolled in Nicaragua.
Yeah.
But I am enjoying this bourbon.
Yeah, it's I would like to have the other three.
Yeah.
So where you got this, did they have the other three sets?
I didn't notice. All I saw was it's got a cool little like a flower print on the back and it shines through. That's what I saw. That my eye went right to that. So whoever designed this packaging and the bottle, it was wonderful because you catch the eye of the consumer as we're looking through just regular bottles and looking at maybe the labels and the fonts that they use. I was going through and then stopped at this because of that print in the back. I
would encourage everybody to go see this facility, especially if you're just now getting into bourbon, being that this is described as a new modern day bourbon. If you're not sure about the old stuff, give this a try. Yeah. This ranks up because Penelope is that we had a couple episodes ago. This is comparable to that if you guys have tried the Penelope. This is a good bourbon if you want to try just something a little different with I don't know, I really like the flavor of this. Yep. I can't stop sipping it. And as far as this goes, this is a good drink for the topic that we were going to try to discuss a little bit tonight, right? Old guy sitting around, drinking bourbon, smoking cigars, talking about retirement. Yeah. Oof. God. 25 years we've been in our career pretty much. About right? Yeah,
Maybe
probably somewhere
30,
around- yeah,
30 for you.
yeah.
Where was I going with that? So, okay, in retirement, it's around another 15 years. That 25 years for me went by so fast. I feel like I was just at my first job out of college.
Mhm.
And now it's 25 years later.
Right.
And then we've got, what, 15-ish more left? Probably 30 for me, but whatever.
And I think, you know, coming up on this age, it's definitely time to start planning.
Yeah, if you haven't already.
Yep.
You should have at 20. I didn't. I did it probably 12 years ago because I was still young and stupid and didn't think about retiring, even though I had so many people. But now I've got, you know, what's the one you get from work? It's not a pension because you get a pension.
401k.
401k. My work does a really good job at matching, and
Okay.
we've got a really, you know, I guess a good finance company that manages it.
There is something to be said about having a pension. You hope it's there, you know. I think I've pretty well maxed out my pension. So
Can you move that to a?
No, that is a union thing, so it's not able to be moved.
Does it gain interest?
It does.
Okay, well that's good. As long as that
Right.
happens instead of you're just stuck at this.
Yeah.
Now.
So, you know, 401k. So I've moved over to 401k, and I also have created the Acorns account.
I have that.
You know,
Yep.
it's a goofy, smart thing.
Yeah, I think I put $10. $10 goes
You
in
don't
every
miss
week.
it. You don't miss it.
Don't miss
you
it.
know, every once in a while you'll open up your phone.
You're like, whoa,
and be like, oh, hey, you know, look at that. I'll be able to retire for a week.
We're throwing out a lot of company names today,
Right?
and we are not sponsored. So if you guys are listening, hit us up.
Retiring is a huge thing, and it's something I think that more people should start investing in, especially with the rising costs of
The economic
housing, rent,
Yep.
food. You know, start looking at this.
I don't want to be on a fixed budget. I hear that. I've heard that by the elderly for so many years. I'm on a fixed budget.
Mm-hmm. I am currently on a fixed budget. A good example is I was standing at one of the stores the other day, and in this arm I had a bottle of Macallan.
Mm-hmm.
This arm I had a bottle of Knob Creek,
Mm-hmm.
and I looked at the wife and I said, how much is my allowance this week? Can I get this one? Can I get this one? Or can I have a little bit of next week's allowance, and can I get them both? I was able to get them both.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, now you're stuck with not having allowance this week.
Yeah, well, half.
Half.
I get half. I get half.
You get a stipend.
Well, yeah, so whatever bourbon shopping I am able to do this week will not be what I was buying last week.
Yeah, it'll be that bottom shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's $13.
It may be a case of Coors Light, which I'm fine with.
One of the, when you press pause when you're watching something and like a frame comes up?
Yes.
That Coors Banquet came up so many times this week, and I all I did was giggle a bit.
I seen a kind of a comedy commercial this week, and it was a dude. He was standing there, and he had a bottle of the Coors Banquet, and he was like, if you drink Coors Banquet, and he just rambled on about all kinds of things. And I'm like, it's a good beer.
It's the champagne of Miller.
No, that's Miller High Life. But if you retire well enough,
how about if Coors Light is the sparkling wine of beer?
Then it could probably be
Coors Banquet. Yeah.
But
go on. I'm sorry.
If you retire good enough, you can get both Coors Light and Coors Banquet. Right?
That's Taste of the Rockies.
All
the Rockies.
Yes. Yes. So, as we talk about retiring, we've both talked about, cruise ship, selling the house, whatever we're gonna do. Um, I think, I think I may, instead of selling the house, I think I may just rent the house out.
Airbnb be it?
Yeah,
If that's still a thing.
if that's still a thing, rent it out and
Yeah.
just let them pay for it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
jack up the cost of the rent a bit. Housing prices will be through the roof.
I can't even imagine what houses are going to rent for in 17 years.
Steph was reading an article today about beachfront housing that's still affordable. And I work for a real estate agency.
Is this like, when you say affordable beachfront, are we talking like Alaska?
Yeah, I don't know. But 3 cities were in Florida in my county where my work is. And I'm telling her, I just did a design for a condo that was $600,000 for 1,200 square feet. And in the area, Delray Beach. And I'm like, that's not, what is their scale of affordable if $600,000 is affordable beach?
It's not.
It's not at all.
Where we are here in North Carolina, minimum wage is $7.25. To me, you'll have the argument with the people that say, it's not a long-term job. That's a kid coming out of high school job. And unfortunately, that's not a true statement.
No, at all. There's a lot of people that live off that minimum wage,
right?
And they may not have this skill set, and this is what they have. And it's unfortunate that we are not providing.
Right.
Like, it's not much more than we were kids. It was a $4.75.
$4.75
when we were kids.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's just like a few dollars more.
Yeah. So build up your retirement. Talk to a retirement advisor. Do it right. Make sure that you have enough money to retire,
because it's a lot of years after.
It's a lot of years.
And you could be on that fixed income.
You could be. I think, what is it? You work till you're 67. Life expectancy is
78.
Yeah, 75. I imagine I'll probably drop off about 67 and a half.
Well, the wife will get all that.
Yeah, she's gonna get it all anyways. It doesn't matter.
I'm still gonna be on a boat.
But
I'll be with you.
Yeah.
all the kids will have their new dads.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. Hey, Jim. It's nice, though, not to get off the subject, that when I go to events at the kids' school, they refer to me as Dad, and that's always a nice feeling. And just recently, we went for our youngest, and he has this little.
Is this all? You said kids. How many kids? Is this all the kids?
No, that would have been weird.
I was going to say, what kids are we talking about?
God, I'm not Mormon.
I know at least 3 of them, but you said when we're at the school, they're saying the kids are calling me Dad. I'm like, that's a lot of kids, man.
Sit down, stepson 37. Oh, God, all of a sudden we're in Utah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Brigham Young.
Good pick.
Oh, yeah.
Good pick.
Yeah, good pick. Back to that story. So it was this little, they call it a standing ovation.
Okay.
And every student says something nice about our little one.
Okay.
And they're supposed to do it for their birthday, but his birthday's over the summer, blah, blah, blah. And he turned to me and said, Dad, for me to tell him something nice. And it it took me, I had to actually take a couple of seconds to refigure myself to get back to what I was actually thinking about, because it really hit my heart cockles. On our live, we were talking about retiring, and all of us retiring on that cruise and just live on the cruise ship.
Yep.
And honestly, that has been stuck in my head since we talked about that a couple weeks ago. And It's a great idea.
It is. It is.
It's cheaper.
You know, I mean, you don't have to mow the yard,
Mhm.
right? You know,
Yeah, you get to see the world.
you get to see the world. Yeah.
You get that. What would be another, if the boat thing doesn't happen, what would be another dream retirement for you?
Dominican Republic.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, just go work the front desk at a, a cigar factory.
You know, I mean, I, I, I would find something to do, but yeah, the Dominican or Puerto Rico.
Ooh, yeah, that's.
Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
The last time Nikki and I were there, she actually did drag me away because I was looking at a house
In Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Wow. Was it like a house or?
Well, it was more kind of a shanty.
No, that's what I was.
That's about what I
getting
could
at, yeah.
afford. However, you know, I mean, a shanty in paradise is still a shanty in
mansion.
paradise. You know, yeah. I mean, I would take it,
Mhm.
but that I would say, yeah, probably something like that.
What would you do to pass the time in your retirement? I know I'm getting a little interviewy.
Oh, man,
My dad went back to work.
I would,
after
I would,
he retired.
I would fish, and I would learn how to build sandcastles.
A lot of contests.
Yeah.
You travel and do the
Right.
sandcastle contest.
How about you?
I would art. Like I would have all the time I need. You know, I would have time to do stuff around the house, not have to worry about work, and then, you know, go and sculpt.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe get involved with like the local art community here and teach class, because I know that the local artists teach classes at this huge facility that we have here, and that would be great.
Yeah.
That's how I'd retire. Not
Just-
like go back to work.
So, stars.
All right, we're starting a new section here that at the end of each video we're gonna rate it. All right, out of 5 stars, start with the bourbon.
5 being the highest.
Yes.
Yeah.
My man.
I'm gonna go 3.5 on the bourbon, and I'm gonna go 4.5
On the cigar. Wow,
Yes.
I'm gonna go the opposite and
Okay.
go 4.5 on the bourbon and 3.5 on the cigars. I'm also gonna give it a 3 for the pairing.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about the
Mm.
pairing. I actually think they pair well together.
Hmm.
I'm probably gonna go higher. I'm gonna say 4.5.
Wow.
You know, I think that this company in Montecristo did an excellent job mashing these together.
Yeah. This is my favorite Montecristo
Okay.
cigar by far.
Good deal.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And to Louisville.
Louisville.
Good night, everybody. Kentucky.